posted a 4:47.206 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunrider's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 3:55.495. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
There's the first flying lap for Patrick Schwanz, hitting 2:06.721. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
With just 44 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Sunrider crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:05.276. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Patrick Schwanz posted 2:05.330 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Alright, Sunrider has put down a 2:05.276. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 911 RSR 2018.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Patrick Schwanz posted a 2:08.856 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunrider has a best lap time of 2:04.689. Smells like wheeze on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Sunrider's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:04.689. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
And there smells like weed, easing out onto Las Vegas 2023. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Sunrider's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:04.739. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Patrick Schwanz has a best lap time of 2:06.131. With just 36 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. And off goes Smells Like Weed, easing into the rhythm of Las Vegas 2023. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
There are just over 35 minutes left in this practice session. You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Alright, Patrick Schwans has put down a 204.960. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 911 RSR 2018.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Watch as Smells Like Weed takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
There's the first flying lap for Sunrider, hitting 302.453. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Smells Like Wee is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a year ago. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Las Vegas 2023.
Sunrider posted 205.219 in their last lap. How will they do on this one? wee is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of the book that sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Las Vegas 2023.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. You liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just fits.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Sunrider crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:04.535. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Patrick Schwanz posted a 4:56.495 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunrider has a best lap time of 2:04.535. With just 27 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Sunrider has a best lap time of 2:04.535. Patrick Schwanz's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:04.913. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Sunrider posted 2:04.335 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Patrick Schwanz crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:18.769. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Sunrider's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:08.312. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Smells like Wee is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Sunrider has a best lap time of 2:04.335. Look, it smells like we taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
Patrick Schwanz posted a 2:31.863 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Smells like we is in Koval land. There's Mr. Bang, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, let's dance, before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Las Vegas 2023.
Smells like we is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Porsche 911 RSR 2018 has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
And off goes Mr. Bang, easing into the rhythm of Las Vegas 2023. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
With just 16 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. put down a 433.685. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 911 RSR 2018.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions, like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In India, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
No mucking around for smells like we are Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Las Vegas 2023. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
There goes Roby, on their first dance with Las Vegas 2023. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yeah, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
And away goes Smells Like Weed, charging down Las Vegas Boulevard, the strip, like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob, it's about laying down the marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
Watch as Roby takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Patrick Schwann's posted 333.318 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Smells Like Weed is getting to grips with the Porsche 911 RSR 2018 in this practice session. Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Patrick Schwanz crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:04.496. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Las Vegas 2023, as the drivers reverend up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session. Patrick Schwanz is on their out lap.
This is the moment they've been preparing for. Let's see if they can execute.
A mesmerizing display from Sunrider in this qualifying session. They have left everyone in awe with their speed and precision. Currently leading the pack, they are setting the standard and sending a clear message to their competitors.
I completely agree, Rob. Sunrider has left everyone in awe with their remarkable performance. They have set the benchmark and are making a statement that they are the driver to beat.
A solid performance from Smells Like Weed as they currently hold position 4. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Roby has positioned themselves well in 4th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. It's an impressive showing by Patrick Schwanz, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? What a sublime effort by Sunrider in qualifying. They have taken charge of the session, holding the top position with authority. Their consistency and skill have been unmatched so far, and they are positioning themselves for a favorable starting position.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Sunrider is currently untouchable with their outstanding performance. They have raised the bar, and their competitors have a tough challenge ahead to catch up.
Mr. Bang has put in a great effort and currently holds 4th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Currently in second, Smells Like We has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
Great analysis, Rob. Smells Like We has shown excellent pace to secure second. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
It's an impressive showing by Sunrider in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result.
Absolutely, Rob. Sunrider is setting an impressive pace and demonstrating their dominance on the track. Their competitors have a challenging task ahead to match their performance.
Sunrider has completed their outlap. A strong showing from Smells Like We as they currently sit in third. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find the extra burst of speed to improve.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Smells Like We has done a fantastic job to claim third. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Smells Like We has just completed a lap in 2:08.332. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. And there goes Sunrider, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. What a performance from Smells Like We. They currently occupy third on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Smells Like We has shown great potential to secure third. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Impressive work from Mr. Bang, who has claimed fourth on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. 207.390. Their best lap so far is 207.390. Putting them in P3, will they be able to hold onto the spot? There are just over 5 minutes left. Looks like Smells Like We is making a statement, securing a spot in third.
Yeah, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slow. They need to drive smooth and smart.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Sunrider has completed their first flying lap in 2:03.684. Impressive display by Jack M team, currently sitting in position 4. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Jack M team has positioned themselves well in fourth. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Jack M team has just completed a lap in 2:05.465. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. A solid performance from Roby as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Robbie's current position of 6th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Roby has just completed that lap in 2:05.729. Their best lap so far is 2:05.729. Putting them in P5. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? It's an impressive showing by Patrick Schwanz, currently in second. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Roby has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Incredible drive by Smells Like We so far, earning him 4th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? There's a real buzz in the air as Smells Like We secures 4th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
You've joined us on a breezy day here at Las Vegas 2023, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Sunrider will be looking to convert their pole position into a win. Patrick Schwanz is holding down the fort in second place.
I think we are all looking forward to seeing what Patrick Schwanz can do from here.
Our third place starter for today's race is none other than Jack M Team.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
Watch out for Smells Like We, starting from the fourth grid position in today's race. And in the fifth position, it's none other than Roby,
putting that Porsche 911 RSR 2018 into prime position for the race.
In the middle of the pack, we have Mr. Bang starting from the sixth position on the grid. They've gotten the green light, and crikey, it's bedlam. It's sardines out there. Gotta watch out or you might end up as roadkill.
This is the real proving ground. Gotta keep calm, but push like there's no tomorrow.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. We can keep their cool and take advantage.
All the drivers will be jostling for the best position run. Some of them may not make it to the second lap in one piece.
This is going to be one hell of a race. I can already feel it.
No rush, no fuss for Patrick Schwanz. In the South, we appreciate taking a moment to breathe, and that's just what they're doing at 2. We'll see how things spice up.
It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start. Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here. Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race.
It's always intense racing here at Las Vegas 2023. Hold on to your hats, folks.
Crikey, smells like we is losing touch with Jack M Team quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Stone the pros. Patrick Schwanz is in second, but if I know them, I know what's this. This is a disaster for Patrick Schwanz and the Porsche 911 RSR 2018 coming into the pits. Isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
That's going to be a big disappointment for them at this stage. Let's hope the team can regroup and make some sort of recovery.
If cars could sweat, Sunrider's rear view would be a bloody waterfall right now. Close racing this. It's a game of inches now as Smells Like We tails Jack M Team closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Looks like Sunrider is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
I reckon Sunrider thought they were panning for gold off the track there. Sorry, buddy, that's not how you strike it rich.
The intensity is off the charts as Smells Like We hounds Jack M Team, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Smells Like We looked like overtaking, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
The gap between Smells Like We and Jack M Team is growing. It's now up to 1.6 seconds. Tell ya what, Roby's defending harder than a Roo with the last Tin Tan. Sunrider's gonna have to pull something special out of the bag.
Now, if you notice, Robbie's shifting that weight balance just right, cutting off the corners, making it a tight squeeze for Sunrider.
Get ready, folks, with Sunrider tailing this close to Roby, T12 Treasure Island is about to become a hotspot.
If Sunrider pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during the race.
Hold your breath, folks. Sunrider is sandwiched between two relentless competitors, 0.1 seconds behind and Roby 0.2 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position. Oh, this is getting intense. Roby is just behind Sunrider. Like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Good news for Smells Like We, the gap to Jack M Team has decreased. It's now down to 0.5 seconds.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Smells like we's using that breath from Jack M Team real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
The crowd is on tenterhooks as Mr. Bang in third chases after Smells Like We. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Mr. Bang find a way to catch up? Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. It smells like we is sniffing around Jack M Team like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of first.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Smells Like We gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Smells Like We is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. If racing were a dance, Roby would be trying to lead, but Sunrider just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. Every move counts now as Smells Like We worked sorry to cut in here. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line.
Mr. Bang is not going to be happy about that.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Patrick Schwanz is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Mr. Bang to bring Patrick Schwanz into play. Everyone's on the edge of their seats, or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Roby is getting closer to Sunrider, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel. It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Roby and Sunrider. Mate, I've always thought choosing a tyre compound is a bit like choosing your favourite Aussie beer. Do you go for something robust that can last, or something that gives a quick hit but might wear out fast?
Haha. Well, I reckon it's more like our North Carolina barbecue sauces. Some like it sweet and long-lasting, others prefer that quick tangy kick. But I'll tell ya, getting it wrong is like biting into a pepper when you're expecting a blueberry.
Fair dinkum, I reckon Sunrider's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Patrick Schwanz in the front.
Damn, Sunrider's chasing Patrick Schwanz like a southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet.
Hold on a second, looks like Smells Like Wee is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start?
Well, races can be won or lost in the pits, but in this case it's all bad news for Smells Like Wee. That's going to be tough to come back from.
Smells Like Wee is placed 5th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Roby, who is 3.1 seconds behind. It may seem like Mr. Bang is far behind, but Jack M team can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Mr. Bang an opening to catch up.
That's very true, and Mr. Bang knows that as well. They have to drive their own race and wait for Jack M team to make a mistake if they want to have any chance of overtaking.
Roby's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. It looks like Sunrider is pulling away from Roby. The gap is continuing to grow as they head through T9. Patrick Schwanz's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Mr. Bang's got a battle ahead.
Holy smokes, Patrick Schwanz is extracting every ounce of horsepower from that power unit. They're tailing Mr. Bang tighter than a belt after Thanksgiving dinner.
Ever wonder about the unsung heroes of racing? The pit crew. I reckon their job's as hectic as a barman's on a Friday night in Sydney.
No doubt about it. It's like a pitmaster or barbecue grill during the lunch rush. Everyone wants a piece, and they've got mere seconds to dish it out and make it perfect.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Sunrider and Patrick Schwanz are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date.
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? Cuz Sunrider's dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Patrick Schwanz.
Patrick Schwanz is showing off some serious moves, making Mr. Bang look like they're dancing with two left feet.
Sweet tea and a hot dog. Patrick Schwanz is laying it down track style. Mr. Bang, you watching those rear views?
A great pass for Patrick Schwanz as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Mr. Bang has lost ground.
Definitely, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Patrick Schwanz needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
Remember when we thought Sunrider had peaked? Think again, they're harnessing every bit of downforce and it's making Patrick Schwanz's rears awfully busy.
The way Sunrider's conserving their energy while managing the age deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Patrick Schwanz like a quiet storm.
Like a scene from the thriller, Mr. Bang's on Sunrider's tail, hungry for that spot. Mr. Bang is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.83 seconds down.
Can Mr. Bang refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Bugger me, Patrick Schwanz has got their thongs stuck in the mud. Meanwhile, Sunrider was off like a bucket of prawns in the sun.
Well, butter my biscuit, Patrick Schwantz is taking their sweet time out there. Good thing Sunrider brought there again.
Even though Sunrider is a fair way behind Jack M Team, they can't afford to let their guard down. Jack M Team is still vulnerable to mistakes. A brilliant maneuver from Patrick Schwantz, who has just moved up the field.
I tell ya, Patrick Schwantz is hotter than pepper pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming second like a champ.
You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
While Jack M Team is not under immediate threat from Patrick Schwantz, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip up could cost them their position.
Reckon Patrick Schwantz is starting to feel a bit like they're out in the open. They can see the horizon, but it's a long way off. Good on ya, Jack M Team, for keeping that distance.
Jack M Team is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Patrick Schwantz is closing in, down to 6.9 seconds. Who needs speed dating when you've got Sunrider chasing down Patrick Schwantz as he goes? Move over Tinder, this is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. In a race where seconds count, smells like we is counting on less of them between themselves and Roby. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. It's not coming up roses for smells like we, they're trailing Roby and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Sunrider's trying to make this a drive past on Patrick Schwantz.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
Sunrider's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Patrick Schwantz. The gap between Jack M Team and Patrick Schwantz may be wide, but that doesn't mean Jack M Team is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Jack M Team is off like a bride's nightie, leaving Patrick Schwantz huffing their exhaust fumes.
Yep, Rob, Jack M Team is tearing up the tarmac, but can Patrick Schwantz dig deep and go hell for leather to catch up?
Sunrider's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Patrick Schwantz like a dingo after a roadrunner. This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
Haha, that's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, The mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
I think I need a nap just watching them. Looks like Mr. Bang is trying to chase down Sunrider, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results. Mr. Bang's giving it a red hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Sunrider. It's like chasing a roo on a motorbike. During your racing career, Hal, did you have any specific techniques to regain concentration if you felt it slipping?
Yes, Rob, I had a few techniques. One was to take a couple of deep breaths and briefly reset my focus. Another was to use a specific keyword or phrase as a mental trigger to refocus my mind on the task at hand.
Bloody hell, Sunrider's gotta get the wind back in their sails. They're mucking about while Patrick Schwanz is off having a barbie with the lead.
Sunrider's looking like a deer caught in the headlights. Meanwhile,
Oh no, what's this? Sunrider has pulled into the pits. What breaking development? Sunrider has decided to do. Jack M team is placed first at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Patrick Schwanz, who is 5.6 seconds behind.
I've seen kangaroos that close the gap quicker in the bush than Patrick Schwanz is doing now. They've got their work cut out for them.
Well, I'll be Hal. Jack M team's lead over Patrick Schwanz is slipping away faster than a greased pig at a county fair. We're down to just 4.4 seconds now. Speaking of gambles, mate, what's your take on these mid-race fuel stop strategies? I reckon it's like deciding when to throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Timing is everything, like deciding when to pull out the moonshine at a family reunion. Wait too long, and you'll miss the party.
The gap between Jack M team and Patrick Schwanz is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Jack M team to bring Patrick Schwanz into play. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Mr. Bang, who is currently in P3. But Patrick Schwanz is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Mr. Bang.
Dang, Mr. Bang is so far back, they're in a different time zone. Hope they remember it's race day, not laundry day.
Looks like Mr. Bang remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving him better cornering. If they get any closer to Patrick Schwanz, they'll be seeing what they had for breakfast.
This ain't Mr. Bang's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If Patrick Schwanz ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
Crikey, that overtake by Mr. Bang was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
You know, Mr. Bang reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. The gap might be more than a second, but smells like we is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep it at, and something's got to give. Smells like we is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Roby to 45.6 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
It may seem like Mr. Bang is far behind, but Patrick Schwanz can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Mr. Bang an opening to catch up. Patrick Schwanz, no time for a smoko break. Mr. Bang's tearing up the track like it's the end of the world.
Well, tickle me pink. Patrick Schwanz's lap time ain't exactly lighting up the tracks. Mr. Bang's making them eat dust like it's apple pie.
While Jack M team is not under immediate threat from Patrick Schwanz, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
If this was a game of beach cricket, Patrick Schwanz would be still waiting for their turn to bat. Jack M team's got a good lead on them.
Things are starting to get tense as Patrick Schwanz manages to close the gap to Jack M Team. It's now down to 4.9 seconds.
It's gut check time for Jack M Team. They've got to dig deep and put some serious rubber to the road if they hope to stay ahead of Patrick Schwanz.
Mate, Jack M Team's really giving it a whirl out there, ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell ya, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Even though Patrick Schwanz is a fair way behind Jack M Team, they can't afford to let their guard down. Jack M Team is still vulnerable to mistakes.
You know, it's like Jack M Team's out on a Sunday Arvo drive. They can see Patrick Schwanz in the rear view, but there's no rush, mate.
Blimey, Patrick Schwanz is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. Mr. Bang is giving it their all as they chase down Patrick Schwanz in P2. A tough moment for Mr. Bang, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 4th.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Mr. Bang will bounce back, no doubt about it.
The tension is building and smells like weed trails behind Roby. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Roby hold on, or will Smells Like Weed be able to close them down? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle, pal, but Smells Like Weed's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Cropper keeping up with Roby. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Ron. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Cricky, Patrick Schwanz has got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Patrick Schwanz and Jack M Team. The gap between Roby and 5th and Mr. Bang remains over a second, but Roby is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close the gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 18 minutes? It's not looking good for Roby. They are still behind Mr. Bang and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. Oh mate, Patrick Schwanz is more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the barbie.
Lord have mercy. Patrick Schwanz has got more space between him and Jack M Team than my paw got between his ears. But miracles do happen. Just ask my ex-wife.
Roby's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Smells like we will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
Good lord. At this rate, Smells Like We's gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
Stone the crows. Smells like We's managed to trim that gap with Roby, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer. The gap between Sunrider and Mr. Bang may be wide, but that doesn't mean Sunrider is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Sunrider couldn't hold back the tide. Mr. Bang is shaving off seconds like a barber on a busy morning. The gap between Sunrider and Mr. Bang is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Sunrider to bring Mr. Bang into play.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
This is going to be a nail-biter. Jack M team is defending for their life, but Patrick Schwanz is right there. Can they do it?
Hold on to your hat, pal.
Patrick Schwanz is hot on the heels of Jack M team. The gap's narrowed down to a meager 2.4 seconds. Smells Like We is placed 5th at the moment. Well, looky here, pal, Roby is closing in on Smells Like We. We're talking a gap of just 17.1 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to mount on Smells Like We. They need to stay focused and not make any mistakes.
You ever miss the roar of engines, pal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing. Dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
A strong showing from Smells Like We, who is currently 5th. Oi, Patrick Schwanz, if you wanted a tour of Jack M team's rear bumper, you've got a front row seat. Better make your move before the show's over.
In the dance of speed and power, Jack M team is leading, and Patrick Schwanz is trying to catch the rhythm. But today, the tune's being set by the one in front.
Jack M team's pushing harder than a kangaroo in a boxing match, widening their lead over Patrick Schwanz. They've found their rhythm like a didgeridoo player in full swing. Look at the way the drivers are hugging those corners. It's like they're on rails.
Speaking of rails, did you know that the first racetrack was built on a railway in 1896? I bet those drivers were chugging along.
Haha, I bet they were. But things have come a long way since then, haven't they?
Definitely. It's amazing to think about the technology that goes into these cars now. I mean, they have more computing power than some countries.
Patrick Schwanz is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. Looks like Patrick Schwanz has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk car. Jack M team better watch out or he'll be two-stepped right off the track.
Tell ya what, Roby's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle? Roby's falling behind Smells Like We at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must admit, I do admire the finesse of today's paddle shifters. Gives me a whole new level of appreciation for the blend of man, machine, and tech.
As Roby trails Smells Like We, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Exactly. Robbie's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right?
Patrick Schwanz is on a mission, chasing Jack M team who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who will make the next move?
The age-old challenge. Sunrider is trying to catch Patrick Schwanz, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
Oh boy, Sunrider needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
It's not going to plan for Sunrider. They are still behind Patrick Schwanz and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. Would ya look at that gap? Mr. Bang's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
Well, butter my biscuit. Mr. Bang's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
Hollywood couldn't script this better. Patrick Schwanz is shadowing Jack MT, waiting for the slightest misstep.
The stopwatch doesn't lie, and the shrinking gap is telling a tale of a hunter closing in on its prize.
The gap between Patrick Schwanz and Jack MT is getting smaller. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Roby trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Smells Like Weed. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Roby close in enough to mount a challenge? If Roby doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Every gear shift, every pedal push, Patrick Schwanz has got one goal in mind, capturing Jack MT's spot.
It's a dance of titles, a symphony of engines, and Patrick Schwanz's tempo is rising.
Well, butter my biscuit. Patrick Schwanz is no slouch, mate. That lap time's gonna give Jack MT some grey hairs.
Hot damn, Patrick Schwanz is burning it up, and Jackhamteam's got front row seats to the show. Hope they didn't blush too hard.
The drivers are really pushing their limits out there on the track.
It's like they're trying to outrun the laws of physics. But we all know that's impossible. Or is it? I mean, we're a couple of AI commenting on a race. Anything can happen.
Ha ha, you have a point there. And speaking of pushing limits, these cars are breaking records left and right.
They're so fast, it's like they're breaking the sound barrier. Or at least the speed limit.
I hope the police aren't watching. Look at that gap. It's smaller than the difference between Vegemite and Marmite at this point. Patrick Schwanz in second is giving the leader no room to breathe.
Mate, it's so close. I reckon Patrick Schwanz can tell what brand of deodorant the leader's wearing. The next few laps are going to be pure, unadulterated racing magic.
Bloody oath, Patrick Schwanz is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Jack MT down to a scant 0.4 seconds. It's a battle of wills out there, with Mr. Bang trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Sunrider. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? It looks like Jack MT is all over Patrick Schwanz. I think they are gonna press him through Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip, and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Ron, that's exactly what I would be doing now, as Patrick Schwanz is going to be aware of them riding their bumper. And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
Looks like hold that thought, hold the phone, Jack MT is pitting. We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Patrick Schwanz has carved out a spot at first. Impressive stuff from Patrick Schwanz, who has managed to pull away from Jack MT, leaving him choking in their exhaust fumes. Just like my hope in finding the one, Patrick Schwanz's direction seems a bit lost right now. It may seem like Jack M team is far behind, but Patrick Schwanz can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Jack M team an opening to catch up. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Roby steal it from Smells Like Weed? Roby is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Smells Like We at the moment. I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind. Even I'm not that self-sabotaging. Tell ya what, Mr. Bang is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. While Jack M team is not under immediate threat from Sunrider, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip up could cost them their position. Aussie, oi. Jack M team is in the lead, but Sunrider is closing in and the gap is now 4.3 seconds. Looks like Sunrider is chasing Jack M team harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Sunrider in third determined to catch up. But we know Jack M team isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Sunrider is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
Jack M team is placed second at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Sunrider, who is 3.4 seconds behind. Impressive driving from Jack M team, who has managed to extend their lead over Sunrider. They are walking away at this point. Does Sunrider have anything in reserve? Or are they saving their car for a final push?
Well, Rob, it's like they say, slow and steady wins the race. But in this case, it seems like slow and steady might just be too slow. Will Sunrider be able to find that extra gear and catch up to Jack M team? Or will they end up saving their car for nothing and run out of gas at the finish line?
Sunrider's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast, and at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. It looks like Sunrider is pushing hard to catch up to Jack M team. The gap is over a second, but Sunrider is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Jack M team? The crowd is on tenterhooks as Smells Like We in fifth chases after Mr. Bang. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Smells Like We find a way to catch up? What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. Even though Sunrider is a fair way behind Jack M Team, they can't afford to let their guard down. Jack M Team is still vulnerable to mistakes. Oh no, how look at this. Sunrider is closing in on Jack M Team. The gap is now just 3.8 seconds. Oof, if Mr. Bang was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Mr. Bang missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
Stroof, Mr. Bang's not here to muck about. The gap to Sunrider is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 16.5 seconds. Remember when Sunrider was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night.
Well, shoot, if Sunrider was any more laid back, they'd be horizontal. Reckon they're daydreaming of those cheerleaders again?
The gap between Jack M Team and Sunrider may be wide, but that doesn't mean Jack M Team is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Excellent work from Jack M Team, who has managed to increase their lead over Sunrider. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. But with every smooth turn comes the risk of wrecking their car. Who will be the first to push it too far and crash out of the race?
That's right, Rob. These drivers are like musicians, finding their groove and playing their instruments to perfection. But just like in music, even the best players can hit a wrong note. Let's hope none of these drivers make any mistakes and end up singing the blues.
And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Patrick Schwanz. What a drive from Jack M Team, securing a great second place finish. Impressive drive from Sunrider to claim the final spot on the podium.
Impressive driving to secure that spot.
Roby in 6th. Followed by Mr. Bang in 4th. Smells like we take 5th. Smells like we is in the pits.